You are not here by accident, chosen one. This moment has been divinely orchestrated, written into your path long before you arrived. The very fact that your spirit was drawn to this message means the prophecy has found its vessel. You stand at the threshold of something sacred, a supernatural shift preparing to transform the course of your life. The seventh seal is opening, revealing what was once hidden, your inheritance, your authority, and the divine transfer appointed to you. This is not coincidence, it is confirmation. Every delay, every season of lack, every silent prayer has led you to this unveiling. Heaven declares, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth, do you not perceive it?" Isaiah 43 verse 19. What was sealed away is now being released into your hands. Prepare your heart, for what is coming is not merely provision but purpose. You feel this moment because you have been summoned into a higher order of destiny, drawn by a spiritual stirring that ordinary spaces and familiar people can no longer contain. This shifting, this breaking, this holy restlessness is not rejection but divine redirection, guiding you toward the environment meant to hold the weight of your next assignment. Even when life felt like misalignment, you were not being buried, you were being planted. Now the same divine transfer that elevates purpose is circling your name. The seventh seal is not just ancient prophecy, it is activation. Heaven is commanding time itself to release what has been withheld. You endured the tests, the silence, the waiting, and because of that faithfulness, the doors that once resisted you are now under divine instruction to open. Something in the unseen realm is shifting on your behalf. Resources, influence, ideas, and opportunities are being positioned for those who carry God's heart, and that include you. This seal marks the end of delay and the beginning of manifestation. You are stepping into a dimension where obedience becomes currency and faith becomes your passport. Prayers you thought were forgotten are returning as evidence. Your name is being remembered, favor is aligning, and breakthroughs are emerging from unexpected places. This isn't coincidence, it is covenant. Heaven has spoken, and your release has begun. Anointed one, the very situations that once drained you will soon serve you. The rejection, the waiting, the misunderstandings, these were not punishments but refinements that sharpened your discernment. The wilderness was your training ground, and you did not simply survive it, you were shaped by it. Now the oil pressed from your seasons of pain will fund your seasons of purpose, and heaven is saying, "I trust you with overflow because you have proven you will not waste it." Do not mistake the weight on your spirit for warfare, chosen one. This is not an attack, it is an announcement. Heaven is crowning you in real time. You are not being overwhelmed, you are being ordained. Every pressure point is producing power, every tear is watering a seed, and every delay has been divine timing expanding itself to make room for what you are about to carry. Life feels heavier because your destiny has gained mass. You are stepping into rooms your name was once unqualified for, becoming living evidence of what faith under fire produces. The seventh seal is not about fear, it is fulfillment. The prophecy is unfolding through you. Stay close now, for what heaven meant by declaring this prophecy over your life is about to be revealed. The seventh seal is not only opening in the heavens, it is opening inside you, unveiling your true identity. What God once hid for your protection is now being revealed for your promotion. The years you felt unseen or forgotten were never neglect but divine incubation, shaping strength in silence so that when the seal broke, you would be ready to receive what is being released. Your stillness was sacred, allowing your roots to grow deep before your influence rose high. And now the breaking of the seventh seal marks your moment of divine exposure, your private faith becoming public fruit. I know that tension well. When your spirit feels full but your life feels empty, when you wonder why God hides you when you are ready to help. But waiting is never punishment. It is preparation. The longer the wait, the greater the weight of glory. When my own seal broke, everything shifted: finances, friendships, focus, as if the air itself carried divine momentum. That same current is now moving in your direction. The seventh seal is the gateway between delay and divine acceleration. Once it opens, what took years begins unfolding in days. Distant dreams align, forgotten connections resurface, and favor begins finding you rather than being chased. This is heaven's wealth transfer, not merely money, but wisdom, influence, access, peace, and the resources required to rebuild what was broken. Hear this, chosen one. The same power that opened the tomb now opens the vault of heaven over you. This is not luck, it is lineage. You belong to a royal bloodline with a spiritual inheritance that cannot be revoked. The delays you endured were verification, the tests you passed were authentication, and now heaven stamps you with approval. You will notice the signs: divine coincidences, repeated sevens, conversations that sound like confirmations, and people drawn to your presence without understanding why. These are signals that the veil is lifting and that your name has been whispered in heavenly places. Your discernment is sharpening, anointed one, because heaven is preparing you for what is next. What once confused you will soon make perfect sense. You will look back and realize that every rejection was a divine redirection, every closed door an angelic reroute, every detour a hidden treasure preparing you for this moment. Now that the seventh seal has opened, those treasures are rising to the surface. Chosen one, the shaking you've been feeling is proof of movement in the unseen. Do not let fear interpret what faith was designed to translate. You are not breaking down, you are breaking through. This pressure is not destruction, it is birth. Something sacred is emerging through you, something heaven has guarded for generations. This is your awakening. The seventh seal is not merely a scriptural story, it is a living prophecy unfolding through your obedience. You are the fulfillment of prayers spoken long before your time, a vessel of divine wisdom, restoration, and provision. The seal has opened, and now your assignment begins. The seventh seal is not only revelation, it is release. Heaven is no longer silent. What was once sealed away is now being transferred into the hands of those who endured in faith, and you are one of them. Tested in silence, refined in obscurity, you are now being called by name. This is the moment of divine redistribution where wisdom, favor, and even wealth are entrusted to the faithful. Understand this, the seventh seal brings more than blessing, it brings mandate. Heaven is not simply giving to you, heaven is trusting you. Every door that opens and every opportunity that appears carries divine purpose. You have been chosen not to hoard but to channel. When God pours out abundance, it is because He knows you will use it to build, heal, and restore. I've lived through this shift myself. I watched everything familiar collapse: plans, people, stability, but that collapse became my classroom. I learned that when heaven funds your mission, nothing has to be forced. Doors that once shut began to swing open, and what I used to chase started chasing me. That same grace is now locating you, chosen one. The Spirit of God declares, I have seen your faithfulness in lack, now watch what I do in your increase. The seventh seal marks divine completion, the end of delay and the beginning of acceleration. Expect movement, calls that shift your direction, opportunities that find you without effort, provision that flows without pressure. This is not coincidence, it is covenant. Yet understand this carefully. The seal not only releases blessing, it reveals character. You were tested with little so you could be trusted with much. You gave when you had barely enough, stayed kind when bitterness beckoned, forgave when fighting back felt justified. That is why heaven has chosen you for stewardship. As this divine transfer unfolds, you will feel it in your atmosphere. The heaviness will lift, chaos will give way to order, finances will align with purpose, and fear will be replaced by peace. You will realize that the weight you carried was not delayed but design preparation for glory. The seventh seal also brings restoration. Everything lost, forgotten, or stolen is returning refined, multiplied, and perfectly timed. You will walk into rooms once locked, stand before people once unreachable, and it will happen so seamlessly you will know it was heaven, not human effort. Your next chapter will not demand striving, it will require surrender. You will not need to chase because what is yours will find you. The seventh seal creates flow, not struggle. You are stepping into supernatural ease, guided by divine precision, chosen one. You have carried enough pain to qualify for power, waited long enough, and endured more than most will ever understand. Heaven has kept record, and now release has come, the transfer has begun. The same God who hid you is now revealing you, for the vault of heaven is open and your name is written on everything being released. The seventh seal has not opened for your comfort, it has opened for your calling. Heaven did not bring you this far to keep you safe, He brought you here to make you seen. This is the season where everything hidden begins to rise. You step into the light not for applause but for assignment. Anointed one, the world has been waiting for your sound. Your life carries a frequency that awakens what sleeps in others. The pain you overcame and the silence you survived have become spiritual authority. You do not speak from theory but from testimony. That is why heaven is releasing influence into your hands. When you speak, chains will break, and when you move, atmospheres will shift. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. Destiny rarely calls when you feel ready. The first time God thrust me forward, I longed to retreat, but obedience opened what fear never could. When I stepped forward, favor followed, doors once bolted became magnetic. That same anointing now rests upon you. The The seal is open, and heaven invites you to rise without hesitation. Your next phase will demand courage, not the absence of fear, but faith that moves through it. You have proven your endurance. Now heaven tests your expression. Can you carry glory publicly with the same grace you carried pain privately? Can you lead with love in a world addicted to noise? You can, because you were built for this. The seventh seal is heaven's decree of readiness. You are being elevated, but this elevation is sacred not to place you above others, but to make you available to serve. The oil on your life was never meant to be stored. It was meant to be poured. You are the answer to someone's prayer, the confirmation to someone's doubt, the living proof that God still fulfills his promises. Prepare your heart for divine acceleration. In the coming days, things will unfold suddenly, ideas flowing freely, doors opening effortlessly, opportunities aligning naturally, and your spirit will recognize the truth. It is not random. It is reward. Yet as you ascend, remain rooted. Remember who sustained you in silence. Stay humble, teachable, and aligned, for the enemy cannot touch a spirit anchored in gratitude. And when fear whispers, remind yourself, you are sealed, not shaken. The seventh seal releases power and protects it. You are covered, equipped, and appointed for this exact moment in history. Rise with reverence, chosen one. The same spirit that resurrected Christ now moves through you. The prophecy lives within your very blood. What was once sealed away from you is now flowing through you. The light heaven planted within your soul is about to illuminate nations. This is your commissioning. You are no longer waiting for purpose, is waiting for your yes. The seal is open. The call is clear, and heaven is watching, chosen one. As the seventh seal opens, you will begin to notice the atmosphere around you shifting. What once resisted you will begin to recognize you, and doors that remained closed for years will suddenly respond to your name. This is not luck, it is law, heaven's law of alignment in motion. You have stepped into divine timing, and now time itself is serving your destiny. Pay attention to the signs, anointed one, for they will emerge subtly yet undeniably. Repeating numbers like 777, moments that feel like déjà vu, conversations that carry confirmation. These are not coincidences but divine codes signaling that the spiritual and the physical are merging, that heaven is translating unseen movement into visible manifestation. When the seventh seal opens over your life, acceleration follows, swift, sacred, and often uncomfortable. Do not panic. This is divine motion, not chaos. You are being carried by momentum you did not manufacture. Blessings you once begged for are now pursuing you. The right people are appearing at the right time, ideas are finding their investors, and prayers are meeting their answers. I have lived this shift. There was a day I woke with nothing to show for years of obedience, and within 1 month, every promise I had journaled began to unfold, not through striving but through surrender. When heaven opens a seal, it does not need the world's permission. It simply performs. And now heaven is performing on your behalf. You will feel the pressure ease. Warfare that once intimidated you will fall silent, not because it vanished but because your authority increased. The battles that used to drain you will now bow to you. The energy surrounding your life will become clearer, lighter, holier. Peace will settle where confusion once thrived. The world around you may stop making sense because it is no longer meant to. This is supernatural order unfolding in real time. Your discernment will sharpen, anointed one. You will see through false opportunities and recognize divine ones effortlessly, for heaven has rewired your intuition. Every hardship you endured became training, shaping your spirit to recognize truth at first sight. This is why the pain was necessary. It became your filter. Now, as abundance flows, you will know exactly what to embrace and what to walk away from. Be mindful of your words in this season, chosen one, for what you speak will manifest quickly. When the seal opens, your tongue becomes a tool of creation. Speak life, not lack. Speak healing, not fear. Your declarations are drafting heaven's architecture for your future, and angels are listening for the signal of your faith. You will notice the stillness after the storm, the clarity in the light, the peace that defies logic. This is how you know the seventh seal has fully opened within you. You have crossed from striving into flowing, from hoping into receiving. The prophecy has found its proof, and the evidence is your life. You are walking fulfillment. The seal has broken, and heaven has begun to perform its word through you. Chosen one, understand this. The seventh seal is not merely a personal awakening, it is a cosmic one. When heaven releases revelation, it does not stop at the individual. It ripples through creation. The energy shifting within you is the same energy stirring nations, systems, and souls. You are part of divine rebuilding, a restoration of order on earth as it is in heaven. Anointed One, this is the hour when the light within the chosen rises to confront the darkness within the world. You were not called to escape this moment in history, you were born to influence it. Your very existence is prophecy in motion, living proof that God still sends solutions wrapped in human form. When the seventh seal opened, it awakened the architects of a new world, and you are one of them. The old systems are collapsing, the false thrones of greed, fear, and control. You can see it everywhere. Institutions shaking, structures failing, illusions of power crumbling. Yet do not fear, chosen one. You are not standing in ruins. You are standing on the foundation of renewal. Heaven is rebuilding through you. Every gift, every word, every act of obedience contributes to this divine architecture. I have witnessed such rebuilding myself. Seasons where everything fell apart, work, friendships, even faith felt unstable, but in that emptiness, I discovered what truly matters. God never destroys without rebuilding. Every loss became a blueprint. Every ending became a cornerstone. That same pattern is unfolding in your life. Your breaking was never destruction, it was excavation. Heaven cleared away the counterfeit so the authentic could rise. The new world will not be built by the loud, but by the light bearers, those who carry wisdom over pride, compassion over ego, and that is you. You are the quiet revolution, led by heaven, one heart, one act, and one revelation at a time. You are restoring what money cannot buy and power cannot counterfeit: truth, unity, and peace. The seventh seal is heaven's decree that the kingdoms of this world must now yield to divine order. That is why everything feels unfamiliar. The spiritual climate is shifting. What once worked for others may no longer work for you because you are not of the old world. You carry a new frequency, heaven's frequency. You will notice it in simple moments. Conversations that once drained you lose their pull. Environments that once felt comfortable now feel too small. Your thoughts rising to new heights. This is evidence of your transformation. The seal has altered your spiritual DNA. You are thinking like a builder, seeing like a prophet, and moving with divine authority. Chosen one, your influence is intentional. Where you walk, light will gather. Where you speak, peace will settle. Where you sow, life will multiply. You are heaven's answer to earth's ache. The seventh seal has rewritten your assignment. You are not merely being blessed. You are becoming a blessing. This is the rebuilding of the world, and it begins with you. The seventh seal marks the beginning of your appointed hour, the divine moment when everything written about you in heaven begins to manifest on earth. You are no longer preparing, you are walking in prophecy. The waiting season has expired. The time of wondering has become the time of witnessing. What you once prayed for in tears is now appearing in truth. Heaven has synchronized your steps with divine timing. Every delay, detour, and disappointment was a doorway. What felt like wasted time was destiny's clock counting down to now. You have entered what Scripture calls the fullness of time, when all things align for God's purpose to unfold perfectly, and you may already sense it. The quickening in your spirit, the heightened awareness, the sudden peace that makes no sense, this is your confirmation. The seventh seal is heaven's announcement that divine timing has arrived, and nothing and no one can cancel what has been appointed for you. I remember a season when I was desperate for breakthrough, forcing outcomes that weren't ready, pushing doors that would not move. But when I finally surrendered to God's timing, everything unfolded effortlessly. Emails, opportunities, open doors that had been shut for years. That was when I learned that obedience creates acceleration. The moment alignment came, heaven responded instantly. And now, chosen one, heaven is responding to you. This appointed hour is sacred because it carries not only manifestation but multiplication. What once required all your strength will now flow with ease. You will notice divine synchronicities, the right people showing up, the right words confirming what your spirit already knew, even your past mistakes turning into setups for your favor. Heaven is redeeming the time. Anointed one, God is closing old chapters so new ones can open. You may feel the urge to disconnect from certain patterns, people, or places. Follow that pull. It is not rejection, it is repositioning. When the seventh seal opens, heaven reorders your surroundings to match your next level. Do not resist it. Every removal is a release, and every ending is an entrance. The Spirit says, this is your hour of evidence. You will not have to convince anyone that you are chosen. The fruit will speak for you. Those who doubted you will witness your elevation, not for revenge but for revelation, so they may see what favor looks like when it rests upon an obedient soul. You have been faithful in the furnace, steadfast in the storm, consistent in the silence, and now the reward is unfolding. Heaven is aligning contracts, ideas, and opportunities that have been waiting for your readiness. The seventh seal is not just a moment, it is movement. The kingdom is advancing through you. Stand tall. The appointed hour is not approaching, it is here. The gates of manifestation are open, and heaven's decree is clear. No more delay, walk in it, speak in it, live in it. Everything you have prayed for has stepped into your timeline. Chosen one, you have reached the moment the seventh seal was always pointing toward fulfillment. Heaven's word over your life is no longer a promise floating in the clouds. It is unfolding in your hands. This is not prediction, it is performance. What once lived only in vision is now materializing in reality. You have crossed from prophecy into proof. The air around you has shifted, a deep calm, a quiet knowing, a holy certainty that your waiting was worth it. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable because heaven has finalized what hell tried to delay. The warfare has ended. The verdict is sealed. The outcome is in your favor. You are standing in answered prayer. I remember the first time I recognized divine fulfillment. It did not arrive with trumpets or applause, but with peace. I no longer had to strive, because what I had prayed for was already flowing. The lesson was simple. When heaven fulfills a promise, it feels like rest, not rush. And chosen one, that is where you now stand, the resting place of manifestation. The seventh seal marks this exact shift, from warfare to wonder, from striving to stillness, from hoping to receiving. You have entered the season where the promises of God no longer feel distant, they are near, tangible, unfolding before your eyes. Dreams are aligning, resources appearing, ideas bearing fruit, and you will see clearly that the prophecy was never just about an event, it was about your evolution. Heaven did not simply send a blessing, heaven built a new you. Anointed one, this new version of you walks with authority that requires no explanation, carries peace that silences opposition, and moves not from fear but from unshakable faith. The seventh seal has rewritten your reality. What once drained you will now serve you, what once broke you will now build you. And those who once taunted you will watch you rise, not for vengeance, but for vindication. Heaven's way of proving that obedience always wins. But know this, chosen one, fulfillment carries responsibility. You are no longer just a receiver, you are now a releaser. What flows to you must flow through you. The blessings, the wisdom, the peace, the wealth, they were never meant to stop in your hands, but to overflow into the lives of others. You have become a living bridge between heaven and earth, between prophecy and performance. As you walk in this divine fulfillment, remember humility. Every miracle is not a medal, but a mission. Every answered prayer is an assignment. You have been elevated not to boast, but to build, to stand as living proof that God still honors the faithful, raises the humble, and fulfills his word in ways no human hands can manufacture. Lift your head, chosen one. The seventh seal has completed its work. The heavens are open, the earth is responding, and your life has become the testimony. Walk boldly into this fulfillment, knowing that what has begun cannot be reversed. The prophecy was never about an ending, it was always about becoming. This is your era. The seal is open, the story is alive, and heaven's word is coming to pass through you. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the divine intersection where preparation meets fulfillment. Everything that once felt delayed was waiting for this exact hour. The veil has lifted and the supernatural transfer has begun. Anointed one, you are not stepping into blessing, blessing is stepping into you. The same power that called creation into being now moves through your life, aligning every detail, every destiny, every divine promise. What you lost is returning refined. What was withheld is being released, and you are walking beneath an open heaven. Remain faithful, guard your peace, protect your light, stay anchored in gratitude. The favor that is coming does not require force, it requires flow. You are in divine rhythm now, guided by unseen hands that know exactly where you are going. Heaven declares, you have crossed over. You are ready. Let these words seal your spirit. No more striving, only receiving. The seventh seal has unlocked your next chapter, and the evidence of it will soon be undeniable. If this word stirred your spirit, declare it. Claim your sacred number 777 or 333 and speak, I receive the seal. Remember, the prophecy was never about waiting. It was always about becoming. Walk in it, rise in it, live in it.